More knowledge than if you stay over there that survivor skill that they have to develop.
Before we start with the most exciting event of the evening, the eating part, I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize a few people. First of all, the first person I'd like to recognize is someone who is instrumental in starting Ken off in his career in electronics. He's a cute, funny man, and at the age of 85, I'd like to call him Duracell. So, Mr. Rascal himself, now I'd like to introduce our guest of honor. Our guest of honor is this one. He's what we call our master physician, and he's a jack of all trades. He's a funny man. He's also very kind. He's actually so kind that I heard the last time he went to Vegas, he was so generous that he left money in the slot machine so that others could win.
I think he just forgot.
Yeah, so Mr. Blackjack is the founder. Okay, I'd like to turn this over now to our MC for the night, and his name is Richard Ignacio Hate.
Okay, my middle name is not really Ignacio. So I'm half Italian and half Filipino.
Is your first name really Richard?
Some people have said, yeah, half Italian, half Filipino. It's either a cross between a wop and a flip, which is a whip. Of course, it could be a cross between a flip and a wop, which is a flop, but I think it's the other one. But anyways, caught me off guard. But before we go on, is to celebrate this great occasion. I think what I'd like to do is just introduce a few people that have spent time to come and visit from the outer islands, and then after that I'll introduce some of the Ken's family. So right now we have Susan and Owen Bueno from Kiyoto. This is Susan right here. She's not here. Then we also have Dave Miyazaki from our Kiyoto service manager. And of course we have these next two gentlemen. I'd like to say just a little bit about them. Paul Ferrier and Dave Latai here.
Mutt and Jeff.
Yes.
He's Mutt.
Why are you laughing?
But actually, that all the people in the Maui office had the opportunity to work with. Now, Paul was right before me as far as the sales manager on one of his occasions. Yeah. And it's funny, I was out about to talk to a few customers, and I kind of mentioned that Paul Ferrier was coming back, and they were all excited. I mean, and I'm not going to tell you what they're excited about. Something about upset. I don't know. I don't get involved with that. Yeah.
Well, they are customers.
Yes, but they are customers. Then we have Dave with time. Right here.
By the same time as North Carolina.
Now, Dave was before Paul, and I guess
On one of his occasions.
Yeah, on one of his occasions. And now Dave's customers, I don't have an opportunity really to run into them too often, mainly for the big reason that most of them are dead, basically.
And there weren't that many of them.
But for the few that I do run into, I mentioned to them that Dave was coming back, and they said, "Is he coming back for good?" And I said, "No, he's just coming to visit, and then he's going to go back to Honolulu." And on that note, they were really happy when they were back.
They love my ass.
Okay, and we'd like to thank you guys all for coming from the outer islands to come visit with us. Now we have some of Ken's family. We have Yvonne and Danny Casado. There. We have friend, Joan.
Oh, wow. You gotta explain this.
Oh, we need to spell this out. All right, okay. It's one of those nights we're gonna have to follow through.
Everybody,
Follow through. We can do it.
everybody but Paul understood.
Yeah. We want to make sure everybody.
You thought this was gonna be easy, didn't you?
And then we have Diane and Clayton Ogie. And their daughter, Christy. Where's Christy? Okay, I think at this time,
You're hungry.
yeah, everybody's hungry, so believe it or not, I'm going to say grace.
Can we get the food first?
Lord, as we come before we'd like to thank you for this opportunity to come together and celebrate the celebration of a man who's been loved and loves all. Thanks for giving us the time to set aside to share in this precious moment to this man who's been a gentleman and a contributor to his community as well as his job. We ask you, Lord, to bless those who are not as fortunate as us, break bread with us, that they may have our blessings with them. As we're about to partake of this food, Lord, please bless the food that it may strengthen and nourish our body. We ask for guidance and to direct us to safety, back to our homes and our various destinations when we're through. And we thank and ask these in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
All right, so we just...
They give us half the amount.
It's your story, so your story. You talk whatever you want.
You mean you didn't tell Martha about that? No, I said I radio.
She was small.
Wave everybody.
Remember she had a walk on there? I still have one. That's what he said. Mike was a little way. I don't think it's good on the I would say more on the legislature. Yeah.
We're going to start, so these gentlemen will get to put a cigarette out. Let's bring that up. Helping people.
Hey, but before we do that, there's a couple things I want to say. One, when Rich was initially talking, he was talking about this happy occasion, that Ken's retiring. I guess from Ken's standpoint, you can say that it's a happy time. He's worked hard all his life, now it's time to enjoy it. But on the other hand, from the role standpoint and a few of the people that work with him, it is not a happy time. It's not a sad time. I mean, here's a guy that we've known for many, many years. I think in Ken's case, I think when I moved here was, I guess, 72, 73 when I first met you. So it's like 18 years experience with Ken. And it's happy, but it's sad. It's really kind of a mixed emotion kind of thing, you know. Ken was the guy that when Honolulu or when I was in Guam, they rented problems with their portables. The technical expertise was not as good as it should be. They would ship it to Maui for Ken. I mean, now stop and think about it. His Honolulu was supposed to be the hub of the center, got all his new test equipment, all the experience, but they would send it to Ken. Why? Because Ken would fix it. Ken would fix it on time, correctly, and wouldn't have any problems about the radios coming back. So is that a skill that we will lose? Is that something that we wish we still had? Yeah, it is. You know, so that's why I say, Ken, it's kind of a mixed emotion here. We're happy that you're retiring, but again, it is sad because there's a lot of memories, a lot of times. The fact one of the things when I first came to Maui, Ken ran up to me and said, Dick, look at this. He had this keychain. You know, Ken used to do that. I mean, he would talk to these guys in Japan. And one of his friends, or Ham, whatever you call it, remember that keychain that he sent you? It was this, it's a special clam that they get this one place in Japan. You know, a keychain. And Ken let me take it once to Honolulu, and I showed it on. Everybody raved about it, wanted to get one. Sent it back to Ken, but Ken could never get another one. As it turned out, he lost it. Now, how he could lose such a precious item like that, I don't know.
I bet Dave got him.
But Ken,
Dave sold it.
I called Japan, and I got a replacement. But it's not quite the same thing. It's not quite, I mean, it's close, it's not quite the same thing. If you would come here, I'd like to give you so that you can carry it with you. Thank you, punch it. No, it's not quite the same thing. I mean, you know, because the one he had was a clam. So, but I was able to find this one. I'm not going to say it. Okay, now, everybody get a glass because we have to give a toast to Ken. So if everybody could get the glass and please stand up. I know,
Dave, stand up.
I am.
Well, come on, Dave, you stand up too.
What the hell are you guys laughing at? I mean, I was saying those 6 quarters in here. Oh, except for... except for everybody else. Ken, thank you very much for the time you spent with the company, and also, I guess from a lot of your friends, a lot of the... I don't want to mind. Thank you very much, and we appreciate all that you've done for us. So we're going to have to give a banzai toast to you. Ready? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Banzai! 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 Now drink. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave. So there's a serious side to Dave.
That wasn't it.
That's hard to beat, that.
Okay, going forward, I'm going to start off with saying a few things with my short time with Ken, which has been about 6 years. And I mean, you know, a guy that's been with the company, what, 47, oh, 40, how many is that? 40, 46, 47. Lose count, I I mean, how do you say anything bad about anybody like that? I mean, but I'm going to try. Actually, this man right here is you know, if you really look at him, he's a humble, you know, he's a family loving, religious. I'm sure he's religious. I know he doesn't smoke and drink anymore. 47 years with Motorola, I mean, that explains the way he looks. That's what that's the reason why. It's 47 years. But it's funny if you look around at the guys that work with Motorola and the Motorola office, it seems like the more time that you put in with the Motorola. What company was that? Seems like the older the longer time you put in, the grayer you get. And if you notice, if you look at Al, everybody, they're all getting gray.
Al Junior, Al Senior.
But I know what you're asking. Why does Al have grayer hair than Ken? Well, see, a good example is if you were to look at it, this analogy, and that is, if you look at a dog's life, it's 1 human life to 7 dog years, right? So with Motorola, it's 1 human year to 2 Motorola years. It's a 2-to-1 ratio. So actually, no, for 47 years, he's actually built the company 94 years. Right? Good math. Okay. Of course, Al, he's been to the company, how many years have you been to the company, Al?
52.
52. But see, 10 of the years, his years was in the management, in the service manager's position, so that's 3 to 1. So, in Motorola years. Okay. So that's the reason why it's here. Now our reigning service manager right now is Doug, if you don't know. Yeah, he's been there 5 years, and you can see the grade.
He doesn't get gray,
No.
he gets big.
But you can see the grade coming out, so I think in another 5 years you could probably start looking like maybe Barbara Bush or something. I don't know.
He's expanding a little bit huge.
Hey, Jeff, anyways, I just want to go on. I want to give you just one scenario of a regular day in the office. Usually on Monday or Tuesday, when after the weekend, Doug usually gets his service department together, and he has a little powwow on what needs to be done for the week. And it's amazing sitting back, and Joan and Cammy will attest, and Gary and I who are in sales, we sit back and watch the whole fiasco start. It seems like you're almost in the WWF, World Wrestling Federation. Hey, this is Canada, bro. I mean, if you really think about it, you have dastardly like Doug Clement here, dastardly Dugan Doug Clement. Then you got Razor Rambling Russell Rambling.
Oh, that's Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect. Then you've got Dancing Prancing Dave. He's bouncing around. Then, of course, you've got the silver-haired fox himself, the almighty Al. Okay. And I've got ringside seats, and I watch this whole thing every Monday or Tuesday, like clockwork. And see, now Ken's job is, he's the referee. I mean, he sits back, sits in his office, comes out, they're going at it, and pretty soon Ken will come out, hold his hand, and he'll look at both sides. And if you ever see the Discovery Channel, you know the Discovery Channel, they have that frog that's in slow motion, the tongue's going out and grabbing the mosquito. This is kind of like what happens when I watch this whole thing. You know, like a time-lapse camera, I see Ken coming out, and he's like this. Kind of looks like this. But Ken is the referee. He is the referee of the whole match. And normally what happens is, he will just yell out one big scream and say, just do it this way, and usually we come to a conclusion at that time. That's Ken's role, referee.
It's not common sense, right?
Enough about Ken as in the shop, but as a technician, my experience has been with Ken is that He's one man that can put together and take apart more radios in one day than anyone that I have seen.
Absolutely.
And I've worked in the Honolulu office before coming out here, and I mean, it's amazing. I'm not saying they all work when he gets them together. So, all kidding aside, when the radio is non-repairable, is when they send it to Ken, like they were saying, but when Ken comes out of his booth and says, "Where's the salesman? Sell him a new radio." No good, this radio won't good. That's when I stand up and I know I got a sale. If he can't fix it, that's it. And I go to the customer, I say, "Ken says he doesn't work." But, I mean, these people are, I mean, he's a humble guy, but in my experience, he's a wild man. He is a wild man. Don't get him go. See, a lot of the other employees, they don't know that it goes on this one occasion where everybody's out, everybody's doing service calls, and Joan's out, and everybody's out, and it's only Ken and I in the office. Okay? So my head's glued into the computer. Ken's head is down on the bench, he's working, and then all of a sudden the phone rings. Okay. Now, I'm busy on the computer. I'm not answering the phone. The phone is on the fourth ring, and I'm thinking, okay, is he going to answer the phone? So, finally, Ken can't stand it. He gets up and he answers the phone. First thing I hear him, "What? No, nobody here. No one else. What? So at that point, I kind of just walked up to Ken diplomatic and said, "Ken, I'm just a shot in the dark. He didn't want to buy radios, did they?" I kind of assumed maybe it was just a small customer, like maybe Maui PD or something. I didn't know. But to this day, I still don't know if he did that purposely. Knowing that, I can imagine seeing him there going, this salesman, he doesn't know. I'm going to answer the phone the first time, and I guarantee he's going to answer the phone the next time. And I assure you, I did. From here on out, I answered the phone. But whether or not you meant it or you didn't, it worked. And that was quite an experience. I thought I thought I was going to look around the corner, his hand was going to be down in his mouthpiece. It was funny.
I have a question. When daughters, when you guys call, I mean, does he talk the same way? Wow, what you bothering me?
But anyways, at any rate, he's a man with conviction, a man who leads by example, and a man who leads by doing and not saying, and I'm sure we're going to see him in the future. And with that note, I know we will see him in the future. I'd like to turn it over to Russell.
Now's your chance to get even. He's no longer in the company. Nail him.
I'd just like to welcome all you guys for gathering here to show our appreciation for the 46 years of dedication and friendship that this man has given to us. I know all of us at the shop will kind of really miss his stoic presence, 8 to 4:30. Monday to Friday.
Well, he called his hand buddy.
Yeah. He's always there, And I guess we'll miss the excited Ken too. Sometimes when he gets really excited, like Rich said, he gets into his sumotori stand. Waving in the floor and gets that laugh. I can't really do it, but that's all excited. Yeah, that reminds me of a story. One morning, two gentlemen walked into the office, and one of the gentlemen came to me and he asked me, does Kiyoto Murakami work here? At first I looked at the guy and I said, oh, suddenly I recognized him as a policeman. I'm pretty sure he was a policeman. So I quickly ran to Ken's office. He's basically working on a radio at the bench. I said, Ken, there's two guys outside to talk to you. He goes, what? Who's that? Who's there? I go, oh, I think there's two policemen out there, detectives. They want to talk to you. And he goes, yeah, that must be because I saw this accident last week. Okay. So, very concerned. He walks out, goes to the counter, and the detective flashes his badge. You know, there's other customers. Joan is there, and Mr. Murakami, I'm Detective Armstrong, please step outside with us. So, you know, Ken finally goes out, and I'm watching the three guys out through the window, and the officer politely gesturing to him about kerosene, and all of a sudden you hear Ken's voice, you know, booming through the window. Yeah, I was wondering who was parked out there. I think you might say, oh, he's parking there 6 years.
So the Simotori came out.
But yeah, when Ken and Al Senior comes in the shop, you know, regularly, once a week at least. And the two of them get together. They talk about their proud days together at the White Liquor shop, two-man shop, repairing TVs and radios and delivering appliances. You know, those pictures that they talked about, you know, vividly in my mind. I can see Ken working very hard, diligently, quietly, of course. And Al Senior there, you know, old Mali, taking care of the customers, making them happy. Yeah, those memories. I hope, Ken, that when you think of the 46 years you spent with us in the shop, that it'll make you feel a little younger too. Give you a little bit more black hairs instead of white hairs. Yeah, and right now I'd like to call up Al Jr. for a presentation of something that the Motorola shop has got together. Yeah, Ken, by the way, this is an appreciation party, not a retirement party.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been working too many hours overtime, so you gotta come in. Once in a while.
His own Motorola envelope? Oh!
Okay. On behalf of the gang of Maui, we'd like to present this as EKMurakami in appreciation of friendship and 46 years of dedicated service, Motorola Maui.
Oh, Ken, the chain that comes, next week, the one that comes in next week.
Hangover.
Oh, yeah, no, it's coming in next week.
I think, Joan?
Oh.
Your turn.
Wait, let me finish the picture.
Is it on? Yeah, I think so. It's like hard to get. Hello.
Joan, by the way, is the second referee.
You know, Ken, you have so much time on your hands now. You know, we thought about what to buy you, and we said, oh, but we don't have time. We don't know what you need. We said, we're going to give you a gift certificate for Shirky, and all the time you have on your hands, you go shopping for yourself.
Okay, by the way, this gift certificate is good at Nancy's bar down the street. If you're feeling lonely.
Cammy's going to be saying something.
During the years that I've been working at Motorola, Ken and I have been a team, actually. He doesn't know that, but...
Oh?
I'd say about 75% of my deliveries, pickup and delivery days, I come back and bring maybe 18 to 20 radios each visit. And in the morning, the next morning I log them in, and by that afternoon, kind of have them all done. And so wasn't only efficient, he was very accurate, and it's very rare that I get what we call radio paging for any of my customers. In fact, they got really spoiled because they get their stuff back right away. And actually, they always thought that I was going to fix it up. Make me look good.
Oh, but you didn't keep all the tips?
Yeah, I kept the customers. But yeah, you gotta come back, otherwise I might lose my reputation. But yeah, I'm not gonna be the only one that's gonna miss you. It's gonna be my customers too, and I hope I can tell them that you're back so that you can start getting their stuff back to them soon. So, I mean, Russell's doing a good job, but.
I agree, Russell. With you, I mean.
With that, best wishes and good luck, and I hope to see you back soon. I think my customers do too.
We know.
Yeah.
We know that.
Well, in the 6 years I've worked with Ken, it's never ceased to amaze me how the shelf can be overloaded, piled up 3 deep, and by afternoon they're gone. Russell tries to keep up. When Ken goes on vacation on his women's trips, it's just totally amazing. I think everyone in the state knows it.
Well, let's be honest, it's in Guam too. Guam, they know.
People in Vegas know he's there too.
Let me know when you go next time. I follow you.
And his full-time employment will certainly be missed. You notice I said full-time employment. We are very much hoping, and it's down to just a couple of approvals now, to bring Ken back on a part-time basis.
For $120,000.
It's worth every penny.
Black and white. Give it a black and white.
Oh, wait. And Doug said it.
That's better than black and white.
A few people in Honolulu sent their regrets that they couldn't attend tonight. Bill Boyer said to pass on his good wishes that he's on his way to Japan. Sorry he couldn't make it. Martin Archon is traveling to Guam at 1 o'clock this morning. He also passes on his good wishes. Alan just returned from Guam, and he is totally knocked out. Couldn't make it either. So they wanted to pass on their good wishes to you also, and they will be over here to see you again. So thank you very much, Ken.
Is that a threat or what?
We'll see you in the shop very soon.
You know when they come, yeah.
That's it.
Give me Vegas.
Next we have, and when they say save the best for last, it's not necessarily in this case. But Paul would like to say it.
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, they did say the best of that.
Say not necessarily in this case.
Oh, wait a minute. But you didn't say about
Okay, anybody wants to go to the bathroom? I got a ball.
Good idea, I was going to suggest it.
There's a time limit, Paul, now. Time limit.
I've been gone from Maui for 3 years, but I worked over here for...
Hey, thank you.
I worked on Maui for 81 doggy years, 18 Motorola years, and 9 years. And look what it did to me. I feel like a Buddha with white hair. So I've known Ken, I guess, roughly 13 years. And it saddens me to no end to know that he's softened up as much as he has. Candy was just up there telling me he fixes 18 radios a day.
No, plus.
I mean, I knew him when he was doing 26, 28. So things have gone on downhill. It's about time you retire. You're getting too old for this shit. And it also saddens me to know, I mean, if that was the only thing, then I'd go, well, you know, what the hell? You know, the guy's getting old and he's getting tired of this stuff. But I know you're getting soft, Ken, because what's this shit? You answer the phone for him. I worked out here for 9 years, he never answered. I'll tell you, the guy would sit there, and he's got tools in his hand, and a phone's ringing. He used to have a phone in his shop, in his little cube when I first came in. You remember that? It was the big black one, yeah? With the annoying bell that you can hear from outside. I don't know why he had one. He never answered it. And I'd be sitting there, and the phone's ringing, and I'm on the line. And it's up to the fourth, the fifth ring. Please hold. Oh, there'd be times where I have 3 lines ringing. And then I come out, Ken, you know, can you answer some of the lines? What, for me? My first week on Maui, I learned a few things about Ken. He was on the phone with a customer one day, and frankly, I was shocked because everything they had taught me in sales skills and telephone skills not to do, Ken was doing. I couldn't believe he was talking. I thought he was talking to one of his kids. Hey, you stupid or what? Now, this man, he's got to be his kid. He's talking to a customer. The customer did something wrong, and Ken was not abashed about telling him, hey, you stupid. What? Bring your knee down. Finger the butt. I take better care. And he do the same thing face to face. But I came to learn, and rather quickly, really, it didn't take a long time, I came to learn that only a man who has gained total admiration and respect of his customers can get away with that. You know, I never call my customers stupid. And I never got away with it. I hope to achieve that level of confidence. Actually, it's not a level of confidence, it's a level of proficiency. So, but I learned that when Ken calls a customer stupid, it's not because he's insulting the customer, it's because he cared that the customer's product was no longer working, and it was because of stupid actions. And he wasn't afraid to tell him that. And customers would tell me afterwards, hey, you know, if there was anybody else, you know, but doggone, the old guy, he can fix radios. I gotta get that. And yes, he did. And there were many, many times where I brought in a real hot situation, and Ken never ceased to amaze me. He'd drop what he's doing, he'd turn around, and like David said a few minutes ago, he'd fix the radio. And more often than not, he'd go, it's C28, or R22, or whatever. And he'd know without touching the radio. And he'd go and resistor and transistor, whatever, and he'd pop it in, and take them back. No charge, no charge. I mean, the man was honest, he was fair, and most important, he always cared for the customers. So, and when I say customers, I mean internal as well, because Ken always looked out for me. So it's with a deep sense of gratitude that I wish you well, Ken. And thank you very much for helping me to have the successful years that I had on Maui. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Saving the best for last doesn't always necessarily mean it's the best or it's the last. I do come with a message from my boss, and he told me, make sure it comes from the heart, Paul. So let me reach in the back. I could have worn it up here. It's, shoot.
Oh, them old guys.
Goddamn fax machine. Mr. EKMurakami, Motorola Communications. Don't take pictures! Well, last time I was here, I wasn't wearing these, right? Things change. Mr. EKMurakami, Motorola Communications International. Dear Ken, I'm sorry I couldn't make it for your party. I'm off to Japan on an early flight tomorrow morning. I remember the first time we met. It was the original Maui electronics shop in Wailuku. Al Perry Sr. was showing me around the shop with Ron Greenwell. I remember piles of electronic gear stacked so high that they formed individual offices in what actually was an open space. Al never could throw anything away. Even his son. I added that. I'm sure every tube or piece of wire that entered that shop either left the shop in a repaired radio or else became a permanent part of the landscape. You were behind one of these great stacks of electronic junk with your head bowed over a radio. You immediately stood up and shook my hand, exhibiting your usual friendly smile. I would come to find in almost every subsequent meeting over the years, the same image would be repeated. Ken always at the bench, deep into a radio repair, always followed by the friendly greeting and quiet conversation. On appearance alone, one could make a simple observation. Ken looks like a diligent worker, probably an average type of guy who works 8 to 5, 4:30. I added that too. And goes home and forgets his job. How deceptive appearance can be. In reality, Ken, you were the best portable tech in our operation, right up until the day you retired. You excelled at all the measurements: time to troubleshoot a problem, bounce rate, and sheer volume. On top of it all, you had an outstanding relationship with our customers, many of whom asked that you personally repair their radios. Your reputation throughout our entire Maui customer base is one of super tech who could fix any radio problem, and a man who truly cared about customer satisfaction long before it ever became a Motorola corporate initiative. And long-winded, the guy. Oh, that's my boss.
We got that on tape.
I added that too. I'm moving on to page 11.
So Paul, when are you going to retire?
In most cases, gotta read them all as my boss. In most cases, when a person retires, a younger, possibly even more talented person is ready to step in and do the job. Usually, the younger person brings new vitality to the job, and the company actually benefits from the transition. In this case, for us. Ken, you should be very proud to know that this is absolutely not true with your retirement. It isn't that we don't have good young people in our organization. It's just the simple fact that there is only one Ken Murakami. You can't really be replaced. Ken, thank you sincerely for everything that you have done for Motorola Maui. I am happy for you that you can finally take a real vacation, especially in light of the fact that you hardly ever took one when you were fully employed.
Actually, the
guy knew you or what? I treasure your friendship and hope to see you on my infrequently unfortunate visits to Maui. Best of luck for a happy and helpful retirement. Sincerely, Bill Boyer, Vice President, General Manager, Japan Pacific Division. Thank you.
Hey, that's about scrap stuff.
No. I think we should hear from Ken.
I just want to say thank you all for coming and seeing me off to my retirement. Thank you very much.
Yeah, not bad.
I brought an extra. Just for you.
Okay, the live music's downstairs. If you hear the rap music, you know.
Yeah, so are the 11-year-olds.
Well, where's our waitress so we can have a drink here? Guys, you can talk.
Yes.
The program's over.
I thought we were in an elevator.
$80,000. And also, I want you to use this with pride.
He wants you to carry it in your pocket all the time.
Wait, you should have seen the kitchen here. Oh, it was outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Talk about a dirty old man. You didn't know your father was a dirty old man. That was absolutely class. Absolutely class. That was fun.
I do. Just once in a while. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know.
I went to die. Oh, cool. We don't talk with them out.
Oh,
Between us.
oh, is that? I didn't know that. You see what I mean? Dirty old man. I divorced myself from here. By the way, in 2 weeks, we're going to have another party, and we're going to show the videotape.
For sale.
So we are going to embarrass a few people here.
These will be for sale, and of course, he will go to his next Vegas trip. Also, would you
I don't know. Maybe sometime.
One time.
Already, if I don't